2018 war ein hartes Jahr für den Lithiumsektor. Dennoch gelang es Advantage Lithium, sein Cauchery-Projekt in Argentinien, ein großes Stück voranzubringen. Wir holen uns heute ein Update von CEO David Sidhu und lassen uns erklären, wie es 2019 weitergehen soll. David, welcome.
Thank you, Bjorn, for having me.
David, 2018 has been a very busy year for Advantage. Please tell us, where are you now with the Cauchery project? What did you achieve so far?
And it has been a very, very busy year, and I'm very proud of the staff and our technical team there in Cauchery. We finished our phase 3 drill program, Bjorn, and we finished our 26 holes. 5 of those holes were pump test holes. 2 were long-term pump test holes that we did over a 30-day period, and we extended the flow rate over a 1.5 kilometer pipeline that we built. And we filed and announced a NI 43-101 PEA, preliminary economic assessment in 2018, with valued net present value of our asset at $830 million US. So we had a very busy year in 2018.
That's certainly true. Now, you're the only Canadian lithium company down there in the Argentinian part of the Lithium Triangle. Can you give us an idea how you rank in terms of project development compared to your peers?
Sure, that's a good question. You know, I'm always very positive with the other companies that are in the area. I don't think I've ever said anything negative about anybody, but if you're looking at just comparing ourselves, there are greenfields projects, Bjorn, that have no infrastructure, meaning no water access, no power access, no roadway. There are a lot of companies that are in and around us. Particularly in the north and southern part off of the Salars. So if we compared ourselves to some of the companies that are there, I would say that Advantage has taken a big step toward exploration and now into development. We've built out a resource, I think, that is from a chemistry point of view, what the Japanese, the Koreans, and the Chinese are looking for is an asset in a salar and brine chemistry that is probably as good as Olaroz and as good as the results that Lac and Ganfeng put in their DFS as well. So I would rank us up there, you know, in behind Lac, Ganfeng, and then Orocobre as far as development and past exploration.
Okay, very interesting. You certainly have made some progress there,
Yes.
but as they say, you can't ever stand still. So what are your plans for 2019?
2019 is very exciting. We now are embarking on taking that resource that we announced in 2018, and we finished our drill program, as I mentioned, in 2018 and completed our pump tests. And those pump tests are giving us information about the basin and our salar that leads us to believe, in the last press release I announced, that that resource of 3 million tons will be significantly higher in 2019. Those results will announce in the next 6 weeks as we continue to validate the assays. So we'll reevaluate the resource that we announced. We will recategorize it, Bjorn. It will go from inferred to measured and indicated. The percentages I can't tell you right now, but I'm very encouraged. We will complete our environmental impact assessment study, and we will file before Q2 this year a final DFS that is NI 43-101 compliant with all the numbers and economics to build this particular project.
Well, that would certainly be a big step forward and a big de-risking of the project.
Exactly.
Doesn't come cheap, though. Do you have the funds already to reach all those goals?
That's a very good question. We have funds past the definitive feasibility study that we'll announce in Q2 of this year. And we have enough money to go right through to the end of the year, looking for particular partnerships, either offtake partnerships or direct ownership partnerships in our asset. I'm off to Europe and Korea tomorrow. Bjorn, your call is kind of timely. I've got 8 meetings in Europe, specifically in Korea and Japan. And those markets are very bullish about lithium, particularly brine. And I'm fairly confident that at some point this year we'll have a strong partnership in place.
Okay, that will be certainly very good. So when we talk about your project, it sounds as if you made great progress, or you have made great progress. For the industry in general, and certainly if you look at the stock valuations of almost all the lithium stocks, 2018 has been a very tough year. Can you give us your take on the state of the industry? What do you expect there for this year?
Sure. The second half of 2018 has been quite, I'd say, negative in terms of the discussions around lithium, and you see most of the venture capital dollars going into cannabis and in different sectors.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from a macro point of view, lithium has a cycle. The prices have a cycle. The market caps of all these stocks seem to have a cycle. In October, November, December, you see a real lag in the lithium companies, and that's primarily because there's not much activity with the purchasers. Prices come down a little bit on the spot prices worldwide, and it becomes quite quiet. My view is, if you look at the large automakers, BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes, Ford, you see announcement after announcement all through last year and now into this year that they're going to be spending billions and billions of dollars in the EV market space. There's going to need to be supply for those batteries, and I believe that one of the projects that we have is one of the very few out there that are brownfields projects that can be brought into the market to bring supply in. So I think if people stay patient and ride through this and believe in that cycle and believe in EV evolution, I think they'll do extremely well.
Okay, thank you. Well, you certainly think so. I just saw a big announcement a couple of days ago, I guess, about Toyota partnering up with a battery maker. There's a lot of deals. It's not only cars, of course, it's buses, it's even motorcycles that are going electric. So we'll see how that goes. Now, this was the market. Now give us to sum up your take, your personal opinion. Where's the value proposition for Advantage? Why do you think investors should have a closer look now?
Well, you know, I had a company called American Oil and Gas, Bjorn, and I looked at the chart on that company when we actually began drilling holes, and it was speculative, and the stock market cap was $250, $300 million. When we were a company that had a production P10, P90 numbers where we had actual reserves, and the market was similar to what it was now for lithium, for oil and gas back in 2006, 2005, 2006, the stock went to an all-time low and sat there. And we had a better company at that point than we did when we started it, when the market cap was much higher. It's eerily similar here if you take the chart of Advantage over that company. And I ended up kept my head down, continued to develop the asset in American Oil and Gas. The company stock went to $10 and we got bought out by Hess for $630 million. The shareholders who stayed in that company long term made 20 times their money, 15 to 20 times their money. I see this market for Advantage Lithium at this point. It's my view that there are not very many good, solid projects that have solid chemistry, a good resource, and a strong reserve out there, and I believe Advantage is one of them. The market is continuing to grow. Supply is going to be required, and there are very few companies that have the opportunity to bring that brine to the market, and I think we are one of them. Now, the catalyst for 2019 will be completing our DFS, which we will complete. It's a bankable definitive feasibility study that will validate the numbers that we've been talking about in our press releases. We'll have measured and indicated resource. We'll have a larger resource than we discussed in our last press release that we made several months ago. And then we will move toward building a partnership so we can get this asset into production by 2020, 2021, 2022. So there are not very many good, solid projects out there. If you can stay patient with Advantage, it's one of the companies that has an excellent asset and a great team to bring that asset to market. So I would be very patient if I was shareholders right now. This is not the time to sell it. This is a time to actually double up on your position that you have, hold it, let management continue building the company. When you see the numbers that come out in the next several weeks, you'll see what I mean. It will be one of the top development companies out there in that space.
Okay, thank you. That's certainly a good note to end this interview on, and we'll be looking out for those numbers. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much, Bjorn, for having me on.